parts of Johannesburg experiencing a relentless hailstorm and rain that wreaked havoc in various areas overnight. The hail and downpours causing flooding and widespread damage to property. Hail hit unsheltered vehicles, damaging cars and windscreens. Residents sharing videos on social media showing the extent of the damage.
Yes, some motorists were stranded on the N1 following the heavy downpours. In Braamfontein, traffic was brought to a standstill as the rain and hail intensified. Meanwhile, in Mpumalanga, video footage showed a suspected tornado passing between Standerton and Bethel. It was followed by a severe downpour, which led to flooding. Now, Johannesburg's emergency services say no injuries have been reported following the powerful storm. Let's bring in the spokesperson of EMS, Robert Mlauzi, who joins us now via our video link. And Robert, I wonder if you can start by telling us how many calls you had to respond to yesterday.
Yeah, there were a number of incidents which were reported, mostly affected areas like Braamfontein, Paulshof, Midrand, Marlborough, and also some parts of Soweto. We're just happy that we didn't have any. And during this hailstorm we just received last night throughout the city of Johannesburg, we just only had one patient who was treated for some minor injuries in Soweto, and also we had to assist some households in Marlborough when their houses were flooded. But so far, so good. We don't have any major incidents which we had to report throughout the city of Johannesburg. We still remain on high alert, monitoring most of our
Robert, apologies. It seems like you might be inadvertently muting yourself there. I can see you're struggling a bit with the audio. Just an alert. I imagine part of what needs to happen now is to begin mop-up operations in a context where it seems the worst of the storm is behind us.
Yes, most of the areas, they reported damages in terms of the vehicles which were damaged in most of their areas. The parking bays in most of the areas were reported to have been damaged. Our river stream, mostly in our city, they should be the water levels should be much more higher now. So we're encouraging our residents out there to monitor young kids to stay away from those areas, and also not to cross, river streams as and when they conduct their day-to-day business. And of course, our motorists, there are some roads which you must still find. So we encourage our motorists to exercise caution as and when they are driving in most parts, of the city of Johannesburg. From our side, as a city, we've got all our fire stations fully operational. We've got a specialized teams which responds to water-related emergencies or rescue emergencies which are on high alert. We should be able to respond to all the emergencies which might be reported throughout the day today.
Very well. Robert, some people are saying that this is a storm that took them by surprise. I also didn't come across any kind of alert from the South African Weather Service. In what ways did that complicate your ability to respond as quickly as you would have hoped to?
Yeah, mostly, last night it was mostly the motorists mostly trying to cross areas, because the hailstorm affected motorists mostly on the N1 highway and some parts of the CBD in Braamfontein. So motorists trying to cross areas which are dangerous. That is one of the most important challenges which we had overnight last night when we were, responding to all these emergencies. And of course, some motorists mostly driving on the yellow lane, which is an emergency lane, which is mostly designed for us and other emergency vehicles. So I would say those were mostly the main challenges which we had overnight, because we were mostly using most of the roads which we're using. They had traffic. We had a lot of traffic, and motorists were using mostly the emergency lane which they were not supposed to use.
All right, Robert Mlauzi, thanks very much indeed for giving us the first take of the aftermath of yesterday's hail, at least in parts of Johannesburg. Really appreciate your time. Robert is a spokesperson of EMS.